my previous video I ran through my pond build, showed you my process of building the pond. And I did say I'd run through the filter house, so that's what we're going to do today. We'll run through the filter house and I'll show you how far we are on the pond. So let me just spin you around and we'll get going. Okay guys, so there's the pond from here. As you can see the patio there, that's what I've been doing most of this week, is trying to get the patio down as quick as I can. But I've got a lot more work in the garden to do. I'll just slowly spin you around. As you can see, there's a load of slabs and sand and bricks and everything everywhere. It's all got to go down. I've probably got about another 120 to go, so a lot more work to do yet. So it is a bit of looks like a bit of a builder's yard at the moment. This is the slab I laid this week. I've still got to do the mortaring up, and I've got all slabbing around there and all that to do. So like I say, about another 120 slabs to do. So as you can see, I did get the same colour as my capping stones, so that they do match. That's all lovely. And this is the pond as we are at the moment. There you go. And as you can see, those are my planters in the tubs. Not everybody likes plants around ponds and get over the edge. Some people don't like them. Each to their own, but I do like them. I think it sets it off nice, and I think it just breaks it up a little bit. Let's have a quick look at some of the fish. There's some of my fish at the moment. Water parameters are great at the moment. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of an algae bloom. Oh, there's Henry. He thought he was going to get fed. Call him Henry because he hoovers everything up. Yeah, he thinks he's going to be fed. He's only just been fed. Most of these fish do have names. We can go through it at some other time if you would like to know. But as I said, I've had a bit of an algae bloom, so the water's not as clear as I'd like it. But I'm in the process of getting that sorted. But the water parameters itself, absolutely fantastic. Moving around. So there's my pots on there. There is one of my returns from the skimmer at the moment. That's from there, working round. And there's my other return, which is actually under the water at the moment. I've got it under the water just so it helps with the flow around the pond. It gives it more of a circular movement around the pond, and it helps push anything into the skimmer, which is just over there. So talking of the skimmer, we'll go and have a quick look at this. So if I just get the lid off. Ooh. And this is the skimmer. As you can see, there's my skimmer, and as I said, this pipe here is my overflow system. As I said in my previous video, I didn't solvent weld this in place. This is loose, so if I do need to want the water in the pond to be a bit higher, I can hurry it up, or if I need to empty some water out, I can just turn it down like that. But I'm pretty happy with the level at the moment, so it can stay about there. It does collect the debris really good, as you can see. Talking of the skimmer, while we're here, I don't know if you can actually see it, but the grid on the front of the skimmer, which is there on the faceplate, when I bought the skimmer, it didn't actually come with a faceplate. It was all open, and I've got a couple of fish in the pond. Actually, there's one of them there, the two lighter goldfish from my previous pond. I've nicknamed, or we've called those Ronnie and Reggie, because when I initially fitted this skimmer and it was all up and running, 2 or 3 times we actually found them sitting actually in the skimmer. I honestly think they was trying to escape. So I did look to see if I could buy a faceplate for the front, but I couldn't actually find one to fit this skimmer. Unfortunately, otherwise I didn't make one, and I couldn't find an aftermarket one. So if you have a look, I don't know if you can see a bit better there, I actually made my own. That's out of a bit of clear polycarbonate I managed to find, and I made my own and bolted it onto the front, and I haven't had an issue since with anything getting in there. Ooh, it has got the weir on it, so if I need to, I can shut the weir off as such, and it drains it down if I need to, if there's need to get anything out. But that's the weir working. Well, let me just put this back on. Moving round, Oh, there's my dragonfly. I do need to do a minor repair to the dragonfly. Unfortunately, I dropped something on it and I broke its wing off. This was actually made by myself and a good friend of mine, Alec Edwards, for a show I did at the NEC Gardeners World Live. I actually did a little garden display, and I actually won an award for it, and this was part of that display. I think it was called something like Piece of the Country, and in fact that actually had a little natural pond in there as well, and this was part of that display, so I did need to repair that. Moving on, there's my main return from my filter system in the filter house, and my rockery and rockery plants which to hide the return pipe. As I said in my previous video, I boxed in my pipe work from the bottom drain and air filter, which is in here. So if you just give me a second, I'll get it out, I'll open it up and we can have a look. Okay, so this is my pipe work all opened up, and as you can see down there, well, it's getting down there, there's my 4-inch bottom drain. I can get round the side, which runs into the filter house there, into my pump and fed into the Easy Pod. And this pipe here, as I said in my previous video, that is my inspection pipe. I can take the top off there if there's any problems for cleaning and such like that, put my boning rods or my jet wash down. And that pipe there is the return pipe from there, and as I said, it goes all the way out over there and into the pond. And this white small 1-inch pipe, that one there, is my air into my bottom drain on there. This little white pipe is actually airline as well. Unfortunately, the air pump that's on it, I think, is a very powerful air pump, and if I put a splitter on it, which I'll show you in there, and there's actually air coming out of here, there's air actually coming out there. If I don't do that, the air going into the pond, it's like a tornado. It's hit the pond, it's really turbulent, so I'll put that on there just to break it up and not as much going into the pond, but if I need to, I can alter it. These yellow pipes here, that one there is just a cable for my pump to the skimmer, and that second pipe there is my overflow pipe which goes to the drain. So that is my pump house or pump pipe work, and in the winter you can actually probably see a bit of it down there from last winter. I insulate all this with loft insulation just to help with a bit of frost protection. Okay, and that's all the covers back on. So moving on from there, I think we'll have a look in the filter house. So we'll go around to the filter house. I'm sorry about the state of the grass, as you can see. As I said, I am landscaping, so hopefully it'll get better, but I do have a dog. And there he is, fast asleep, not a care in the world. So moving round, I'll go into the filter house. At the moment, the temperature outside, if you can see, is 26ish, 27 degrees, 28 degrees, somewhere around there. So let's have a quick look, get this off, and we'll go into the filter house. Hopefully you can hear me with the noise in here of the pumps and everything going. Okay, this is my filter house. So we'll start on the pump and pipe work. Sorry about the mess, I do need to tidy all this up. I haven't quite finished in here yet, but there is my pump, and that pipe there comes direct from the pipe outside from the 4-inch bottom drain. It comes in, it's pump fed, gravity fed to the pump, because that is below the level of the pond. From there it's actually pumped out of the pump through that pipe. I can get underneath, excuse me. That pipe there, from there it actually pumps up and around to that pipe, up into my Evo 55 UV. From there, then it comes back down. Unfortunately, it's high up there because it's not the biggest of pump houses, and it's the only place we could get it, and it's easy access to get off to change the bulb. So from there it comes back down, and then it goes to here, to a splitter. And this top one here, this goes straight into my EasyPod, and this one here goes to my backy shower and part sieve filter, which I'll show you in a second. Moving around, there's my pump. As I said, it is quite a hefty pump, so I can alter the airflow. If you look there, there's my tap. As I said, all this is going to be tidied up a little bit better. So part of it goes out to the pond, and I can split the flow off there to reduce the flow into the pond and to the outside, which is to nothing at the moment, but all this will probably change. So as I said, this top one here comes up into my UV. I've actually clad it, if you have a look, in this silver foil bubble wrap. I think they use it on radiators and such. That's I clad it in the winter in that, and I've just left some on for now. So this is my lid off. Ooh, lift it up. This is my EasyPod, all running great at the moment, not a problem at all. I haven't got the UV on the EasyPod. As you see, it has got one because I got me 55. I've left that off at the moment. And as I said, my other pipe work runs at the back here, and the split off there, it actually runs up there, up into this first box. Whether you can see in there, I've got a 300 micron mesh bag to catch most of the debris. Under that I have some filter floss, which helps reduce the fines, gets lots of the fines out, and you can't really see at the moment, but under there there's a piece of Jack matting as well. So that filters the first one, and it comes out of that one, down that pipe there, into this one, which goes into the first box, which is full, whether you can see in there, of alpha grog. At the moment it's all full of alpha grog. So that filters through there, and then it overflows out through this pipe here and down to this pipe into the second box, which is again is full of alpha grog, and then that comes from there, the outlet pipe, and return to the pond through there. That goes back into the return outlet and connects up with the EasyPod outlet as well. If I need to, for whatever reason, I can isolate that from there, but I've never had a problem with that yet. In my previous one, or in this one even, I've even said I've got a trickle out, trickle in system. On my skimmer is a trickle out, and at the moment there's my, if you can see that, there's my trickle in. So that blue pipe is a hose pipe which is connected to my main supply in the house, and I have actually put it under all the slab work and stuff to give it a bit of frost protection. So it comes into here, then from there it runs into my 3-stage dechlorinator. I went for the 20-inch 3-stage dechlorinator. I just think it gives you better. I am in quite a hard area here, hard water area, so I wanted something a bit better than that, than the smaller one, so I went for the 20-inch. So it comes in here through my 3-stage dechlorinator, it returns from there into my EasyPod at the moment. As you can see, it's just a steady flow. In fact, I think the dishwasher's on, so it's reducing the flow a little bit at the moment, but that'll be fine. That'll go back up very shortly. I am going to change the way this is running at the moment. It's fine up to here, but I don't like this section here. I am trying to find a 6mm push fit that actually fits in there, and then I'll move this hopefully over this side somewhere, so I can actually run it directly back into this system, and it'll free this room up a little bit more here. But at the moment it's running, this is just, as you can see, it's just running into the EasyPod. Over here, as I said, my switcher box, and there's my controller for my Aquaforte Vedi pump, and at the moment the pond is at 22, and actually inside the filter house is 25.9 at the moment. So decent size temperature on the water at the moment. That's had a few hot days. It's cooled down a little bit today. You can also see that I just keep all the bits and pieces in here. There's my bowl, a measuring bowl, and any treatments I need to do. There's my pond vac. I've got some filter cartridges to replace those. There's some sealant and stuff for my PVC gluing. A few connections and bits and pieces there. There's some more medicines. What have we got here? Let's have a look. I've got Mediclay, which I'll be doing a little bit on that as well. I know there's a lot of Mediclay videos out there, but I found a little trick I do that helps me out. You've got a selection of various treatments. Hydrogen peroxide, got fluke solve, potassium permanganate, malachite green. There's my blanket answer and a little tropical treatment kit. I've been very fortunate at the moment. I actually haven't had to use any of these tropical kits or treatments. I do my regular water tests and scrapes. Never had a problem as yet anyway. I've also got some filter gel which I keep on hand, and I put that on a regular basis. Very briefly talking about food for the koi. At the moment I am using excuse the car this high growth at the moment from LE Koi. It's their own brand and their own make. As you can see, I had a look at the various ones, but for this year I just wanted to get, they ain't the biggest, so I wanted a bit of growth on them for this year. So they're high in various vitamin A, D3 and things like that. It is quite a decent one, and they absolutely love it at the moment. I was feeding this one a Nishikoi growth food, and again they love this one, but I've gone on to the high growth. And in the winter I feed the wheat germ on the colder months. That food over here was the basic food I had when I had the goldfish. The koi eat it as well. It's not the best of foods, that one, but I keep it in there as an emergency. If I run out of this and can't get on, at least I've got a little something to give them in there. What else we got on here? Just a few bits and pieces for treatment. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I've got a sock or some socks here. I'll explain more about that when I do my Mediclay treatment and things like that. That's a neat little trick I've found, and it really helps on there. I've got my net there, as you can see, my net, and I've got a little one, I think you can see up there. You can't see that in that video, unfortunately, the sun's in the way up there. I've got some spare sponges if I want to put them in the first box and things like that. So that's basically my filter house. Well, that's I don't know if you see that very good or not. That's a koi sign I made myself, just to give it a test. I made that at work. I need to do another one and do it slightly better. But yeah, that's just out of metal, and you can actually see through all the lines and bits and pieces. But it was just a test that I'm going to do something better than that at a later date. But that's my koi house, or my filter house. Any questions, put them in the comments section and I'm gladly answer them. Anything you need to know, or any comments or suggestions, I'd really appreciate them. Okay guys, so that's just a quick tour of my setup. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I do apologise for the camera work. This is my first time with my camera work as this way. As you know, in the last video I just sat at a table narrating over some photos, or I sat down round by the pond. So this is my first time actually doing a bit of footage and walking you around. So please, I hope you enjoyed it, and the footage wasn't too bad. So if you have enjoyed it, please like it, share and subscribe, make a comment. I do appreciate all your comments. I will try my best to get better at these videos. My hat goes off to everybody who does these videos and makes them look so easy when they put them out there, because it is hard work trying to know what to say and not look such an idiot on film. So please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Just have a walk around. There's the path. Actually been laying this path, and that's as far as I've got so far. As you can see, I've still got the mortaring in to do. Right, well there you go guys, that's my filter house setup. Oh, Bisley wants to come and say hello. Bisley, come and say hello. Hello. Yeah. That's Bisley. Oh, we'll try that again.